Well, a very warm welcome to all of you. Mike Cavalli here on the Mediumship Show, and as always, I'd like to thank our host, the New You Network at www.newyounetwork.com, for having us on board their TV channel. So please take the time to go to newyounetwork.com and take a look at what other shows that are going on there today. I decided to do this show. Well, I actually didn't decide to do this show. I was asked to just do it. And I said, look, I've done no publicity for this. I haven't put it out anywhere. And the information coming through is just do it. It doesn't matter who hears it or sees it live. They can pick it all up at another time. So I don't actually know as yet why I've been asked to just do it now. There is a very good reason. And so I trust that that is going to happen and something good will come from this. So if you're picking this up in the recorded, in the replay version, great, there might be something here from you. In the meantime, if you do happen just to get on board by chance and you are experiencing some very, very traumatic emotional times in this last 10 days, then please, give us a call, write something in the comment box, and I'll see if I can help you and help you understand what has been happening in the last 10 days, because there have been some big changes going on in the last 10 days. There's been some downloads, there's been some change in our DNA to make way for new information that is coming through to us. And the only way this information can come through to us is if certain changes are being made. I feel that I ought to tell you as well, I'm not actually channeling this, but I'm getting a lot of this information now, as I would do when I do spirit communication, when I do a reading, if I was giving a reading for somebody who wants to connect with a loved one in spirit. So this would be a guide that's largely given me this information here. So I was told just do it and see what comes. But if you've got any information that you want to share with us, just write it in the comment box. If you've got a question, write it in the comment box, and I'll give you what information comes through to me to give to you. So let's backtrack a little bit. The downloads that we are receiving are for people who are sensitive or sentience. Now, it doesn't matter if you are a light worker, a medium, a channel, someone that works with Qigong and energy, a yoga master, or somebody that just does yoga. If you are somebody that is living in that creative field, that joy field, if you are somebody that is very intuitive, then you will be receiving the necessary downloads and the necessary change to the chemical structure in your body to receive the downloads. Thank you. Because if you're in the fear energy, you cannot receive this information. It's impossible. It would be like, unfortunately, throwing pearls to swines. Your body will not be able to absorb the information. So here's the thing, before I get onto the overwhelmment bit, okay, if you're living in the fear energy, okay, this new world, this new golden age that we are either just approaching or on the cusp of entering right now. So we're either just entering or just on the beginning of it right now. If you're going to remain in that fear energy, then your lives will just be mundane, mediocre. And please understand that it's not a punishment. It is that your frequency that you are vibrating at is no longer vibrating at the frequency of this new golden age, which is a much higher frequency. So you will remain there until you are ready to stop living in fear. So those of you, and this started, well, for many, thank you, for many people, it started quite a while back. But it's now become prevalent to the silent majority that they are getting these downloads, they're getting this information that's coming through now. And it is causing overwhelmment. So this last batch of downloads, if you like, which started about a week ago. Maybe not last Friday, but maybe it started to kick in last Wednesday, and it's finished about Friday. Some people may be experiencing it still today, Saturday the 12th or 13th. It could go over to Sunday or Monday. But you would have noticed that you are experiencing extreme overwhelmment, emotional stress, if you like. You can put it that way. You also find that you, in certain circumstances, not been able to do the simplest of tasks. It could even be something as doing up your shoelaces. You seem to be struggling or tripping over till you come to terms with it. This is all to do with the change that's taking place. There's been a lot of emotional overwhelmment, and I'd like to give you some examples of what I received this week in terms of being completely overwhelmed. And by the way, thank you for reminding me. Some of you may not have felt this overwhelmment if you are in recovery from a medical condition. But what you will have noticed in the last week, a quicker recovery rate, you will have noticed that your recovery would have speeded up. And this is due to the changes, the chemical changes that have been aligned in with your body. So please be aware of that. It's a sign, it's a signal that something is happening within your body. Especially if you see other people with the same condition as you, that are not experiencing the fast recovery that you have. So this overwhelmment, it's extreme joy and extreme anger, I guess is the only way of putting it, or extreme sadness. Thank you, extreme sadness. What do I actually mean by this? Well, look, here's something that was really, really quite beautiful in India this week that I noticed. This is a ceremony celebrating the life of an elephant, and this, ordinarily I would look at it and go, oh, isn't that nice, how beautiful. But in this circumstance I was actually overwhelmed, and I had tears coming in my eyes, for the absolute I guess the word I'm looking for is for the treatment of this animal, that they really offered a really humane, loving and dignified funeral for this living sentient soul. And actually, you know, India is really sort of quite ahead of that, actually, or that neck of the woods, let's put it that way, is really quite more advanced in this kind of thing. It's a beautiful thing that such a tremendous living soul, which isn't human, to be given such a dignified sending off. That really touched me. As I said, ordinarily it wouldn't. So I kind of started figuring long before this something was wrong, but something was right. Thank you. So long before this, I was getting these feelings. But here's another one, and I'm not going to go into the negativity of any of this. I don't want to give it the energy it needs. But we know there's been a lot of destruction and race riots and racism and everything. And here is a case of some young men who surrounded a police officer who was separated from his crew, and they're there protecting him so that no harm comes to them. This is a fabulous, a wonderful act. This was another thing that brought tears to my eyes, because these people could have very easily have done the opposite effect and put this man's life in danger. But with all the problems that they face, they chose love. Now, if this is just one random act, then they won't receive the DNA or the downloads that are required to really be part of the golden age. But if this is a regular occurrence, they will get the information that's required to join all of the people the light workers, star seeds, the yoga masters, the people just living in creativity, love and joy. They will be there amongst them. But it takes more than one random act. It has to become so much part of you that it is within you. And so these are just two examples of being overwhelmed. Some people are not even sure why they're overwhelmed. But now, hopefully, reading this, listening to this, you'll be able to see that there is a reason why you've been overwhelmed. There's a reason why you haven't been able to focus on your work or been able to plan ahead lately, this last week or so. It's because of this change that's coming to you, coming to all of us, and it's something to be cherished. And so just allow the process to take place is the only thing I can say. Just allow, because what is also coming on, what's also going on ahead of us right now is a new type of communication. Thank you. I nearly forgot that, and they just brought that in and asked me to mention this. We are living in a period, as I mentioned, I think 2 weeks ago, in an article that was channeled through me, I guess is the correct phrase, about truth. We are entering a period now in the golden age where only truth can be spoken. So what does this mean? This means if I am a light worker, if I am a healer, and I use people working in my field as an example, we can do the namaste and we can do all the things that we publicly, the public face of us, if you like. But if deep down in your heart you've got an ulterior motive, no matter what it is, and it isn't for the greater good, or it is for the greater good, it doesn't matter, it's going to come out. It will come out. So the beauty of this new period is that only truth can be spoken in much the same way. If you are somebody that is proclaiming to be, justice for all, rah, 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 and deep down that you have some racial issues, it will come out. One way or the other, it will come out. This is the new age. This is the vibration that we'll be vibrating at that point. So there is no real room for bigotry, sexism, and all this kind of stuff. That is going to be left with the people who wish to remain in the old way. So we're seeing a polarized event taking place, just as there is on the planet. Day and night, sun and moon, boy and girl, yes, no, and so on and so forth. We are seeing this now. Those that wish to be in the higher vibration and those that wish to remain and keep things how they were. So there is more coming. Me and you, most of us that are listening to this program today, will not be around for the completion of this program, but we are returning to a period now where telepathy becomes the dominant language. That's not to say that speech won't be used, but the predominant language will be telepathy. And in telepathy, you cannot lie. Everything is revealed, because it is pure energy that we are working with. So, what do I mean? Well, look, the only way I can describe this is mothers in particular are very telepathic. Their child comes home from school. Mum says, "How was school today?" Child says, "It was great, Mum, I loved it." Mum knows immediately if that's BS or they genuinely liked it. It's an energy thing. And with telepathy, that's what it is, pure energy. And energy doesn't lie. what you give out is expressed. It can't be hidden. So this new form of telepathy, this new form of language, will be predominantly telepathic. More and more people are heading in that direction as they seek to be psychics, channels, whatever you wish to call it, raising of intuition. It's heading that way. And the end result of all of this is, and I really don't like quoting biblical texts, but the end result of all of this, you will see the lion walking with the lamb. Once again, because that fear energy is gone. It's all truth and light. Now, we may be long gone by then, but we can continue to do our work from the other side. And of course, it's an existence. Of course, it's life. Life continues. Nothing dies. It's just a transference of energy. And the global crisis that we are seeing today also won't die. It is true. What the political leaders tell us is that it will not die. It will just be transferred. So I do a Sunday meditation for global healing. I've got to change the name of that because the globe doesn't need healing. Actually, it can more than take care of us. But for all intents and purposes, we call it the global healing on a Sunday afternoon. To heal the world. And what we do is, with the current global situation, and as you notice again, I won't name it and give it more power, but with the global current situation, we look to transfer the energy into a positive way. And if it doesn't wish to transfer into a positive way, that it can continue its existence without harming people or all life. Look, there is a caveat to this, because at some level we are seeing a cleansing here of mankind and a cleansing of the planet. And it has to be said that these downloads and these chemical changes in our body and the raising of the vibrations could only have happened at the actual speed it's happened because of the current situation. So we've seen the Schumann resonance go through the roof recently, and as I've been reliably told, it's also to do with the position of the sun or the sun cycle, something to do with the sun anyway, but certainly people meditating, pushing themselves up into that high vibration is actually helping everything as well, helping us get to that golden age, helping us get to that period of telepathy. By the way, we're actually seeing more and more people now, young children, being able to read blindfolded. In other words, they are reading through their third eye. There are big changes going on. You won't hear it in the mainstream media. Of course you won't, because that kind of energy is really going to stick with the old way and the mundane way. We will get to a stage where we will not need to listen to news. We will not need to worry about politics. And by the way, politics is going to change also. It's going to be a different dynamic in this golden age. There'll be more harmony together. Yes, there'll be difference of opinions. But with this raising of the vibration, people will be thinking different and will no longer be thinking in that fixed way that they had. These are the people that will remain in the mundane and mediocre way. But some of these people are going to come forward when they see what's happening, and they will see that the grass is actually greener on the other side, and it would be our duty to welcome them across. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, please don't think that anything's wrong. Everything is going to plan. You are overwhelmed because you're sensitive, you're sentient, you're in tune with the higher realms. And it is this information that not only is coming through from guides and guardian angels, but there are other interdimensional beings that are giving us this information. Some people call them aliens. Well, in fact, there's evidence to suggest that we are the aliens on the planet. So all this information is coming through. So don't be overwhelmed with it. You will find that after tomorrow or Monday, the group of people that have been receiving this new information, your emotions will start to settle again, and you won't feel the anxiety and the worry. Interestingly, you may well have noticed that you've been worrying over something that you don't even know what you're worrying over. This is just the change in frequency. It's a new experience that you're feeling. So again, you'll experience lucid dreams. You will experience connection with loved ones that have passed on the other side already. You will experience reconnecting with pets that have passed on the other side. And what's more important is that you will also be experiencing oneness in your sleep state as well. Oneness. You will be experiencing what is, thank you, they say, equitable to all that is. So when you wake up, thank you, the best thing to do is for you to try and remember what was given to you in that process in the evening. I want you to understand that dreams are not just random acts. There are several types. There's one type that is to do with just simply rationalizing the day's events. But there are other types of dreams which we call astral travel. And this is the one, this is the most important thing. This is the thing where you will gather all the information, where you will meet the other people on the other side, and you will learn so much information here. But you must write it down straight away as soon as you get up. Thank you. You write it down and document it. You don't have to do it every detail, but if you do this, then the communication with loved ones, with the higher realms, interdimensional beings, will come a lot quicker, and you will be able to advance a lot quicker in this new golden age, which we are I mean, the more I talk about this, the more I feel that we're actually just inside the door to this right now. But we have to keep this going. Thank you. We have to continue keeping ourselves at a high vibration. So those who wish to meditate, please continue meditate. Those that are working with energy such as Qigong and healing, please do. Just refrain from the polarized thoughts that the news are giving you. This is where it becomes destructive. So don't buy into the information that's being given, because this isn't going to get you anywhere. What we're looking for is peace. Thank you. Okay, I didn't want to say this, but they've just asked me to say this. I'm very shortly going to be doing regular blogs on the power of words, and this is how it works. Recently, we've seen information that says no justice, no peace. Well, this is falling into the old way of thinking. The new way of thinking says this is wrong. The no word is very powerful. It's a very powerful energetic force, and reinforces this preposition word, reinforces exactly the following word. So no justice means you're going to get exactly that, no justice. And no peace means you're going to get absolutely no peace, because it's offering resistance to the actual outcome you want, which is peace. So the phrase should really be peace. That's it. Now you're vibrating at that high level. When you're at that high level, then the higher realms can help us and give us more peace. But when we are saying no peace, we're actually saying no to peace. By the way, there's a caveat to this. When we say justice for all, please be aware that justice can be bestowed upon you also. So if you're happy with your life and you feel, if I'm asking for justice for everyone, remember that can be good or bad, then expect it on yourself. But here's the thing, if you just simply want peace, justice is understood, and the judicial system will take care of it here, and the karmic system will take care of it from an energetic point of view. Focus on the outcome of what you want and not what you don't want. And again, this is more of what we're going to see with these changes that are now coming in place. Wow, well, I think I've had a little bit of help saying all of that, and there's not much more I can really say on that just now. That's sufficient for you to absorb. But what I want to do now is show you, before we knock off, because this is a very short show today, only about 30 minutes. I want to show you that love never dies, that we never die, that all that happens is energy is transferred. Now, I don't in any shape or form mean to belittle, if you like, suffering, because even though I know there's life on the other side, of course I suffered when my parents died, and we do. But for those of you who might need a little bit of comfort right now, I'm going to show you how love never dies. And this is taken place, I think it's in the Philippines somewhere, I'm not sure, where unfortunately a young child passed away, and they're having the gathering with the casket at the front, and we will see a balloon make its way unattended to the grieving mother and be with the mother. This is a beautiful symbol of what love can do. Now, I'm going to leave this up to you to decide if this is fake or you're happy to go along with it. My job is to present you with the information, and it's for you to decide whether you want to go along with it. I feel very strongly, because obviously in this field that I work, I've witnessed similar things to it, but you're going to see the love of a child with his new or her new energy bring the love to the mother with the form of presenting her this balloon. So just have a look at this. It's a very short excerpt. Well, anyway, so that was just an example of how someone from the other side can come through and express that they are alive, that all is well. The spirit world is very, very smart. Never underestimate the power of the spirit world. And they come through in many ways if we keep our eyes open and are able to look for the signs that they're there. So look, I'm going to leave that with you today. It's a very powerful and beautiful way to finish, to know that love never dies, our existence never dies. So this is Mike Cavalli, and I'll be back next week with another show, with another topic, with another idea. In the meantime, whatever you're doing this week, I wish you peace, joy, love, laughter and light, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.